crazy.
Don't think about it, just go. Yeah, the food was delicious. Well, wasn't that exciting?
So our first full day in Marrakesh, which is spelled with a CH by the way, not an SH, we learned.
Marrakesh.
Good morning, our first morning in Marrakesh. Last night we had an amazing time at the bathhouse. We're gonna have to tell you that story later because it takes too much time. We're having this delicious breakfast here this morning. And we got croissants, baguette, and then traditional Moroccan bread. They are making for us at the time that we request, which is amazing. This riad, and these folks are fantastic. The market last night was crazy. We'll have to take you there and show you all the details. There were snakes and henna and all kinds of stuff, monkeys. Anyway, that'll be a whole day. But for now, we're just gonna have breakfast and then get ready to go on this tour out into the mountains today. So the day started out with us getting picked up at a cafe just 10 minutes away from our riad. And then the first stop was the camels, which are called, they're not actually camels. We learned they're called
Dromedary.
because they have one hump, not two. So apparently 2 hump camels come from Australia and 1 hump camels are local here, but for some reason they have 2 hump camels here.
They bring them in from Australia to go across the Sahara and stuff.
Not sure how long that's been going on, but that was interesting.
Elaine from the future here. Let me clarify. We later learned that the dromedary is a type of camel that originated on the Arabian Peninsula and was later brought to the Sahara Desert. The Bactrian camel, I hope I'm saying that right, also known as the Mongolian camel, comes from Central Asia. No camels are indigenous to Australia.
Okay, we are doing the most touristy thing you can do. They've dressed us up in traditional clothing and we're hanging out with some camels.
All right, guys, so here we are. Here's what I look like today. Ooh, fits my frame. These are the camels we're gonna ride, and let's see how this goes.
What you doing?
I was like, this is how I look like.
It looks great on you.
But these are the camels we're gonna ride, and we're gonna see how this goes.
They drink the milk, eat the meat, and if you're sick, apparently the urine is considered medicinal. I'm wondering if that came from not enough water in the desert, but anyway, they said we could try it. We decided to not do that. Oh, we're headed over now to ride the camels, so we'll catch up with you later.
So if you've never seen a camel train, this is what one looks like.
Yeah. Face to tail. I like this.
Good?
Oh,
Like it? How is it?
Like Arabian Nights.
and like the clouds are in front of you, yeah.
Live.
As long as Michael's good.
Well, wasn't that exciting?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
When we first got to the camel place, we got some tea.
So when they pour the tea, they pour it really high up, and that causes bubbles. And the reason bubbles are good is because it's so windy and the sand gets into your tea. You can just use a spoon to scrape off the bubbles, and the sand goes with it. So we have the Moroccan mint tea, which is fresh tea. All of their tea is made with fresh leaves. So we found out why the Moroccan mint tea is so good, besides all the sugar and honey.
Yeah, they use a lot because the people are constantly in the mountains, and so they need the energy to get from A to B. And so even though they have a lot of sugar in their tea, they always are thinner people.
And they also had some time and a couple of other things, so that was interesting to learn.
We got a brief history on the Berbers. Same thing we learned in Casablanca.
Although we learned a little bit more. We also learned what we said while we were in Casablanca. Calling the natives Berber can be an offensive term. It meant barbarian and sort of like savages. So the appropriate term is, we're not sure how to pronounce it, but it's like Amazigh or something. Anyway, is the appropriate way to say it. And they've been here since the Stone Age, or before the Stone Age. Been here a long time. They're the indigenous people to this area. And we're not sure why, but they didn't even get contact with Egypt for a long time. Maybe because of the Sahara Desert or something.
Or the mountains, yeah.
Yeah, so they were pretty isolated, which makes for a really unique culture and really unique language.
And the people here are very nice. They keep telling me that I'm Moroccan for some reason.
You're from the Sahara, the brother
Yeah.
from the Sahara, yeah.
They say I need to go to Sahara Desert and see my doppelgangers.
Yeah,
But then everywhere I go, in France, they thought I was French.
true.
You know, so either way.
No one thinks I'm local.
But here we are. We just took a quick bathroom break. And we're going to get back on the van and head.
We're not sure where, but somewhere closer up towards the mountains.
Eventually, we're going to end up in the mountains. Can't wait to show you.
After the tea and the camel rides, then we stopped at a market. It was a very cool market. It was a much more local. The Marrakesh market here is a lot of like trinkets for tourists and different things like that. This was a lot of vegetables and meats, everything from live chickens to butchered goats. There were foods already cooked in tangines.
And food about to be cooked, just hanging outside of the areas. It was like a meat district area type thing. And so, like, you had live chickens.
Bunnies.
Then you had slaughtered goats that had already been skinned and prepped for eating. Then you had an area where they were cooking everything for you to eat right there. This place had everything you needed.
So there were several different options. Then they had stalls that had lots of fresh herbs, which is what I bought. Wasn't able to drink because we don't have a kettle in our room. There were silver bangles, just lots of different options at the local market.
We couldn't believe how this guy hitched a ride up the mountain. It was a pretty bumpy ride for us, and we were in seats in a van. We were super impressed.
So after the market, then we went and had lunch. They said it was at his family's home, and it looked like his family owned a restaurant because we saw signs for a restaurant, but somebody did refer to his grandma. Later we met some children. I was playing and talking with them a little bit. They didn't speak English very much, and I didn't speak French or any of the other languages they speak, but they did recognize his mother's name, so obviously a local that lives there. But the food was really good. They brought out tons of plates of food.
Yeah, the food was delicious. They had tangine chicken with vegetables and couscous and a nice vegetable salad. And then after that, we had some apple
Tart or apple pie?
tart. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was delicious.
It was like a French version. They said they took the idea from the French and they kind of did their own thing with it. And then after lunch, we went on a hike. It was an interesting hike. It was very scary. I'm afraid of heights, as you may or may not know.
No. Okay, what does a photo point mean? Oh, I looked down.
Got her.
And on one side, it was just constantly like a drop off. Sometimes it was 10 feet, sometimes it was like 20, 30 feet. We did see cute little baby goats in a tree. Stephen And this other guy almost got stoned. Like the lady literally picked up a stone to throw at them because they were taking pictures of her goat, and apparently that was a bad omen. Isn't that cute?
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, apparently the goats would be skinny if someone took photos of them.
So anyway, we have to move on quickly from that.
Smaller and smaller. Don't think about it, just go.
And the big finale was a beautiful waterfall.
You guys, we made it to the top to see this waterfall. The journey was crazy, super narrow, like little path. And then all of a sudden there were like wooden ways. It was crazy. We made it. It's downhill from here.
It was lovely. It was nice and cool. It was only like a 70-something degree day, but you could tell that even in the hot summer days, it would be nice to be up there because it was cold water. The mist was coming off the waterfall. It was beautiful. Little cafe where you could get a drink or a juice or something and just relax before you hike back down.
No, no.
Too slow. You like it? High five. On the side. Smart. High five. On the side. Yeah, a little too slow. So we found that tour, even though it wasn't technically free, on Guru Walk. I can put the link below. Our guide was amazing. He had a lot of good information. We learned a lot. There's another story that Stephen will maybe tell you later about how they propose to each other or how they get married. He just was full of information. He was very nice. All the people that we met along the way were very nice. Oh, we got to stop at an argan. We met some ladies making the argan. They were making the soap and the oil and the butter. They do it with regular argan and then they do it with toasted argan. The toasted is what you eat. The non-toasted is what you use for soap and things like that. And so we got to see all of that in person. You could do it if you wanted to. We decided not to do it ourselves. It looked like a lot of hard work. We did get to taste it. It was amazing, delicious.
So it's what? This is what one? Honey? Okay.
Peanut butter.
Oh.
And olive oil.
And yeah, it was just a fantastic, we really got to see into a lot of the local culture.
When I went to use the bathroom, I was surprised that the walls were made from what looked like clay and straw, and surprisingly still had a Western toilet. Then we got to shop a bit. I picked out an argan oil face mask.
Yeah, we saw a lot of the old towns. Apparently here during World War II, a lot of Jewish people came down here to get away from Germany, and there's a big Jewish culture down here. A village that's an UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's been through a couple of earthquakes, but it's still a beautiful village.
So yeah, we learned a ton of stuff. If you want to check it out, the link will be below. And that was it. We had a wonderful day.
Yeah, it was a great day, learned a lot. We were out there for like 10 hours, and it was only €30 a person, which, I mean, was a steal on our part. Even if we knew where we were going, we still couldn't have done it for just €30. So it was absolutely a great time.
Yes, exactly. And that trip supported so many people. So there were at least 20 people or more that we came in contact with throughout the day that were supporting the tour. And they take that money and they divide it out amongst everyone. So it's well worth it. It's a wonderful experience, and you're helping support the local community. So
come to Morocco. All right.
Marrakesh.
All right. Let's go get something to eat.
Yeah, now we're headed into the market to find some dinner.
I'm starving because I was sick the other day. Now let's fill this belly full of, you know what? Don't look at my belly.